Judo versus Jiu Jitsu. First off, let's start with Judo. That is done in the gi, and it is a lot of hip throws and a lot of trips. Jiu Jitsu, this can be done in the gi or not the gi, and this is a lot of submissions and positions. Now, for MMA, Judo is not really the most frequently used martial arts. I'm going to say the best example is Ronda Rousey. She was well known for her judo throws within MMA, and that was because of her background was from judo. But you would see her finish a lot of fights from the armbar submission, which is a jiu-jitsu technique. She has integrated her judo with her jiu-jitsu to get these finishes. And I was watching a podcast recently about her on the Diary of a CEO, and she mentioned about concussions, and she said she told no one, but her game plan always was to get in there and get them out as fast as she possibly could, because she knew she could not take the head contact and the head trauma, because she knows it would have given her headaches, it would have given her symptoms, and it would have given her long-lasting effects after that fight. So she knew she had to get them out there quick. So she combined the two combat sports together, the two disciplines. But if she never knew the jiu-jitsu, she could have used the judo, but not been able to finish her opponents. And that is why I believe jiu-jitsu is such a much more beneficial sport and discipline for MMA than judo is. Because Ronda Rousey, if she didn't have such a successful armbar and such a successful top game with her jiu-jitsu, she wouldn't have been able to get her opponents out of the octagon or the cage so quick. And if that was the case, her career probably would have been over a lot shorter, just for the fact that she was living her full fighting career with concussion. No one else knew that. She literally released this week on a podcast. Did not even tell her coach. Not at all. And she said she just had to get them out there quick, because she knew if it went past one round, she wasn't going to last, because she'd get knocked out very, very easily. But she was allowed to do that because her jiu-jitsu was so good. And the reason judo, I believe, doesn't work quite as well in MMA is because you're grabbing them and they can punch you. So if you're grabbing their head, they can be just punching you from there. Now, Ronda Rousey was an exception that utilised her judo very, very well. But there's often the case that doesn't really happen, that you can't utilise your judo as well as you want to within MMA because you're getting punched in the face. And that is why I think jiu-jitsu is a much more beneficial sport to take part in if you want to do it for your MMA purposes. And not only that, I think it is better for kids to get involved in, because they can then restrain people with the positions and even the submissions if they need to. And it's a great way of going up the progression ladder, just as judo does as well. If you want to pick out of judo or jiu-jitsu of which one to start for your kids or for MMA, I would pick jiu-jitsu all day long. That's how we do it round here, because we're built different, and I'll see you in the next one. Bish, bash, bosh, pow!